What if the love you built across centuries was tested by one final war? What if the peace you fought for stood on the edge of ruin? Outlander Season 8 doesn't just open with a new chapter. It erupts with a scene so shocking, it may change everything we thought we knew about Jamie and Claire's journey. The story of Outlander has always been a dance between love and danger, between the past and the future. As we step into Season 8, the weight of Season 7's ending still hangs heavy. Claire and Jamie, bound by devotion yet torn by the world around them, have faced battles, betrayals, and impossible choices. The American Revolution looms larger than ever, pulling them deeper into a conflict that could shatter their lives. The trailer begins not with triumph, but with silence. A candle flickers inside a dimly lit room, and we see Claire's eyes, filled with both pain and determination. Her voice, soft yet unyielding, breaks the quiet. "We cannot run from it any longer, Jamie. The war is here." That single line sets the tone. This isn't just another season of survival, it's a season of reckoning. We see glimpses of rolling battlefields, men in torn uniforms, and the smoke of muskets rising through the air. Jamie rides at the front, his face marked not just by age but by the scars of countless sacrifices. There's no mistaking it. He's a leader now, but the burden of that role could cost him everything. The trailer flashes to Brianna and Roger, their story far from peaceful. The struggle of raising their family while still tethered to time travel weighs heavily on them. Roger grips a journal, his face pale as if a terrible truth has been uncovered. Brianna, strong but fearful, whispers, "We're not safe. Not in this time. Not in any time." Their storyline feels ready to collide with Claire and Jamie's in ways that could rewrite their destiny. What makes this setup so powerful is how it blends the personal with the political. The revolution is not just a backdrop. It's the storm that will swallow every character. And within that storm lies the shocking scene hinted at in the trailer, a moment that no fan was prepared for. But before we reveal that, the trailer gives us subtle hints of heartbreak and betrayal. A quick cut shows young Ian clutching a bloodied sword, his face streaked with tears. Another frame lingers on a coffin being lowered into the ground, though the camera never reveals who is inside. These flashes don't answer questions, they ignite them. The first section of this trailer breakdown makes one thing clear. Outlander Season 8, Episode 1 isn't easing us back into the story. It's thrusting us straight into chaos, loss, and the kind of emotional weight that only Jamie and Claire's family can carry. The trailer wastes no time shaking the ground beneath us. After Claire's solemn words, the screen bursts into a clash of colors, flames against darkness, the roar of muskets echoing through the night. The camera lingers on Jamie standing tall on the battlefield, rain soaking his coat, as if even the sky itself is mourning what's about to unfold. His face is set, but his eyes tell a different story. He knows this war will take more than it gives. The next moment is quiet, almost too quiet. Claire kneels over a wounded soldier, her hands trembling as she tries to stop the bleeding. But then, for a fleeting second, her gaze drifts beyond her patient, locking onto something or someone off-screen. Her lips part, but no words escape. This shot feels deliberate, a secret the trailer wants us to catch but not yet understand. Who or what is she seeing? Then comes the image fans can't stop talking about. Jamie raising his sword in slow motion as fire blazes behind him. It's heroic, yes, but there's something tragic in the way the scene is framed. The flames reflect not just victory but loss. Outlander has never given us triumph without a price, and this moment screams of sacrifice. The trailer then shifts to Brianna and Roger. They stand in a dim cabin, a map sprawled across the table. Roger's voice cracks as he says, "Time doesn't forgive mistakes, Bri, it only repeats them." Brianna clutches his arm, her eyes wide, almost terrified. A shadow passes across the cabin door and we hear a knock, 3 slow raps that echo like a death knell. Who stands on the other side? A friend, an enemy? Or perhaps something far more mysterious? One of the most chilling sequences comes next. Young Ian, kneeling in the mud, his hands stained with blood. His voice breaks as he shouts a single word, "Why?" But the trailer cuts away before revealing who he's crying over. In Outlander, no moment like this is random. This could be the loss of someone we love or the betrayal of someone we trusted. Either way, the pain is real, and the consequences will ripple across every storyline. Finally, the music builds, drums pounding faster, a chorus rising in the background. Claire's voice whispers once more, almost like a prayer. The future is never promised. We only have this moment. The trailer ends with a sudden cut. An image of a figure lying lifeless in Jamie's arms, his anguished cry tearing through the silence. The camera pulls back, blurring the scene, leaving us with more questions than answers. This section of the trailer proves one thing. Season 8 will not hold back. Every frame is loaded with symbolism, every word heavy with meaning. The battles may rage outside, but the real war, the one that will shake fans to their core, lives inside the hearts of these characters. The heart of this trailer, the image that lingers long after the final frame, is the shocking scene that has already sparked waves of theories among fans. It's brief, only a few seconds, but it strikes like lightning. The screen fades to near black, the sounds of battle echoing faintly in the distance. Then we see Jamie kneeling in the mud, his arms cradling a lifeless figure. His face is twisted with grief, his cry torn straight from his soul. For a character as strong, as unshakable as Jamie Fraser, this is more than pain. It is devastation. The trailer never reveals who Jamie holds, and that mystery is the weapon. But if we slow down the frame, the silhouette suggests someone close, someone who matters deeply. Some believe it could be a soldier from his ranks, but the emotion in Jamie's voice feels far too personal. Others whisper it might be a beloved family member, a twist cruel enough to mark the beginning of the end. What's undeniable is that this scene isn't random. It's the pulse of Season 8's first episode. The placement of this scene is also telling. It doesn't appear at the start of the trailer where shocks are meant to grab attention. It appears at the end, closing the preview with a wound that refuses to heal. Outlander's writers know this show thrives on emotional stakes, and this moment signals that no one is safe. The revolution is more than history. It's the graveyard where personal bonds will be tested and broken. Claire's role in this shocking scene is just as intriguing. Right before the cut to Jamie's anguish, the trailer shows Claire whispering, "The future is never promised. We only have this moment." Her words act like a funeral bell, a foreshadowing that echoes across time. Has she seen this loss coming? Has her connection to the future warned her that something irreversible is about to unfold? For Claire, knowledge has always been both a blessing and a curse. And in this scene, that duality feels sharper than ever. What makes this moment so powerful isn't just the possibility of death. It's the uncertainty. Outlander thrives on making its audience feel as though time itself is unstable, fragile, and cruel. If this is truly a major loss, the ripple effect will touch every storyline. Brianna and Roger may be forced to rethink their choices. Young Ian may be driven down a darker, vengeful path. And Claire, the healer, may face the one wound she cannot mend, the breaking of her own heart. The brilliance of this shocking scene lies in its silence. There are no words, no explanations, just the raw sound of Jamie's grief. It's the kind of scene that doesn't need context because it taps into something universal. The terror of losing the person who defines your world. And for fans who have followed Jamie and Claire's love across decades, across wars, across centuries, the question is unbearable. Is this the moment when love finally loses its battle with fate? The trailer doesn't just show us battles and heartbreak. It plants seeds for endless theories. Outlander fans know that nothing is ever shown without reason. And every flicker of light, every whispered line, every hidden figure could change the story's direction. After watching the Season 8 Episode 1 trailer, one question echoes louder than all the rest. Who is Jamie mourning in that shocking final scene? One of the most popular theories among fans is that the lifeless figure could be Ian. His tear-filled outburst earlier in the trailer, shouting, "Why?" into the rain, suggests his story is tied to loss and sacrifice. If Ian were to fall in battle, it would devastate Jamie, not only as a soldier but as a surrogate son. It would explain Jamie's broken scream, a grief that feels bottomless. But is Outlander truly ready to end Ian's journey so soon? Many fans argue no. The writers often misdirect us with such emotional shots. Another theory points to Brianna and Roger. Their storyline with time travel has always carried risk, and the mysterious knocking on their cabin door hints at danger far closer than they realize. Could Jamie's anguish come from losing one of them? Or worse, from realizing their choices in time have led to irreversible tragedy? The trailer doesn't give answers, but it fuels fears. And then there's Claire. The whisper she gives, "The future is never promised," has made many fans suspect her fate may finally be in danger. Outlander has teased us with Claire's mortality before, but never as boldly as this. Could the shocking scene be Jamie holding Claire, facing the nightmare he's fought against since the moment he met her? The thought alone is enough to shake the fandom. Beyond the mystery of who may be lost, the trailer also hints at broader themes. The revolution isn't just a backdrop, it's a mirror of the characters' struggles. War tears families apart. It tests loyalty, it forces impossible choices. For Jamie and Claire, love has always been their shield. But Season 8 asks a harder question. Can love endure when fate itself seems set on tearing it apart? Fan discussions on forums and Reddit have gone further, suggesting that this season may weave closer to Diana Gabaldon's yet unfinished final book. If that's true, then the shocking scene may not just be a random death but a key turning point that sets the entire endgame in motion. The possibility that the show could reveal events even before the books has made fans both nervous and excited, because in Outlander, knowledge is always dangerous. The brilliance of this trailer is that it doesn't confirm anything. Instead, it leaves us in the exact place the characters are, in fear, in doubt, and in hope. The shocking scene is a reminder that Outlander is not a love story wrapped in history, it's a war story wrapped in love. And as episode 1 approaches, one truth becomes clear. No character, no bond, no love is untouchable. Season 8 doesn't promise comfort. It promises fire, grief, and choices that will haunt every character. The trailer dares us to ask, when the war ends, who will still be standing? And perhaps the more painful question, who won't? When the trailer fades to black, silence lingers. That silence is not empty. It is heavy, filled with the weight of everything we've just seen. Outlander Season 8. Episode 1 isn't offering us comfort, nor is it promising victory. What it delivers is something far more powerful, a warning. This season is not about surviving the past. It's about facing the reckoning that comes when love, time, and war collide. Every frame of the trailer whispers that this is more than just another chapter. The tone, the imagery, the words spoken, they all carry the echo of finality. Claire's reminder that the future is never promised feels less like dialogue and more like prophecy. Jamie's anguish in the mud is not just a moment of grief, but a symbol of what lies ahead for every character we hold dear. In this war, no bond is unbreakable, no love is invincible, and no future is certain. But this is exactly why Outlander has captured hearts for so long. It does not shy away from pain, nor does it sugarcoat sacrifice. Instead, it shows us love that endures despite impossible odds. Season 8 may test Jamie and Claire in ways we've never seen before, but it will also remind us why their story is timeless, why their bond has survived centuries, oceans, and battles. Even when death hovers close, even when history itself works against them, their love becomes a defiance of fate. As fans, we are left to speculate, to fear, and to hope. Theories will swirl until the premiere finally answers the questions the trailer has burned into our minds. Who does Jamie mourn? What danger knocks on Brianna and Roger's door? What truth has Claire already seen in the shadows of time? Each of these mysteries keeps us tethered to the story, waiting for the answers that only episode 1 can deliver. And so the reckoning is not just for the characters, it is for us, too. Because when that shocking scene arrives, it will not simply be a twist, it will be a turning point, one that may redefine the legacy of Outlander itself. This isn't just history unfolding, it's destiny demanding its due. So prepare yourself. Prepare for heartbreak, for fire, for choices that will echo through time. Outlander Season 8 doesn't invite us to sit back. It demands we lean in, hold our breath, and feel every wound and every triumph alongside Claire and Jamie. Because when the first episode ends, one truth will remain. Love may be the strongest force in this world, but even love must stand trial against fate. And in Season 8, fate shows no mercy. Every great story reaches a moment when it no longer belongs only to its characters. It belongs to the audience, to the people who carried it in their hearts episode after episode, year after year. For Outlander, Season 8 feels like that moment. It's not just a continuation of Claire and Jamie's saga. It's the gathering of every choice, every sacrifice, every tear, into one final reckoning. What makes this trailer feel so different, so unforgettable, is not only the shocking scene but the atmosphere of conclusion it carries. The flicker of candles, the echo of muskets, the whispered lines, they don't just tease another season of drama. They suggest the weight of a legacy about to be sealed. When Claire whispers, "The future is never promised," she isn't just speaking to Jamie, she's speaking to us. The fans reminding us that stories, like lives, eventually find their end. But Outlander has always been more than a show. It's a meditation on time, on the fragile thread that binds the past to the future. It's about love surviving not because it is easy, but because it is impossible, and still chosen anyway. Season 8 asks us what happens when that thread begins to fray. What happens when time, so often bent and twisted by Claire's knowledge, finally demands its price? The shocking scene of Jamie in the mud, clutching someone he cannot save, is the purest expression of this theme. Outlander has shown us battlefields before. It has shown us death and loss, but rarely has it shown us Jamie broken. That image tells us this is not just another obstacle. It is history pressing down on him, fate clawing away at the life he built. And if Jamie Fraser can break, then everything we thought was unshakable is suddenly fragile. For fans who have walked with these characters across decades, the Season 8 trailer is more than promotion. It is a mirror, showing us why we watched, why we stayed, why we cared. We didn't come only for the battles or the politics. We came for the love, the devotion, the fire between two people who refused to let time itself tear them apart. And now, as the story nears its end, that devotion is tested harder than ever. So why does this season matter? Because it isn't simply about who wins or loses the war, or even who lives or dies. It's about what remains when everything else is stripped away. It's about love versus fate, and it's about asking ourselves, if Jamie and Claire can endure the weight of centuries, can't love in our own world, fragile as it may be, endure too? Outlander's legacy isn't written in muskets and timelines. It's written in the beating hearts of its characters. And Season 8, Episode 1 promises to remind us why we've loved them for so long, and why letting go will be the hardest battle of all. As the echoes of the trailer fade, we're left not with answers, but with questions that feel like thunder on the horizon. Season 8 of Outlander does not whisper gently into our hearts. It crashes into them, reminding us that every story, no matter how vast, must find its end. The shocking scene at the trailer's core is not just about grief. It's a symbol of what this season is preparing us for. Change, loss, and transformation. Jamie Fraser's broken cry in the mud will not be forgotten. Claire's whispered warning will not be ignored. Brianna and Roger's fear will not be dismissed. Every character we love is standing at the edge of fate, and when Episode 1 arrives, that edge will crumble beneath them. The war outside is brutal, but the war inside, the one waged in the heart, is far more devastating. And yet, amid the flames, Outlander gives us something rare, the beauty of love that refuses to surrender. For all the heartbreak the trailer promises, it also reminds us why Jamie and Claire's story endures. Their bond is not fragile. It is forged in centuries of fire. It has been tested by time, torn apart by history, and yet it survives. That survival is not easy. It is painful, it is costly, but it is real. And perhaps that is why this story matters so deeply to us. When Season 8 begins, we as fans will be pulled once more into the storm. We will speculate, we will fear, we will cry, and we will hope. Because that's what Outlander has always demanded. Not to watch passively, but to feel every wound and every joy alongside the Frasers. This trailer isn't just a tease of what's to come, it's a warning that nothing, and no one, is untouchable. So as we wait for Episode 1, one truth lingers like an echo. The future may not be promised, but the legacy of love is eternal. Outlander's final season won't just tell us a story, it will etch one into our hearts. Prepare yourselves. For the battles, for the heartbreak, for the shocking twist that will leave us breathless. Because when the curtain finally falls on Outlander, it won't just mark the end of a series. It will remind us why we believed all along that love can defy time. And now I leave the question with you. Who do you think Jamie holds in that final haunting scene? Share your theory in the comments below, and stay with us because this is only the beginning of the end.